Hello YouTubies, I'm Grant, this is the garage, this is Granty's garage. In this video, we're testing out this FitcamX dash cam. Now, adding a dash cam can save you money, it can protect you from false insurance claims, can record evidence after an accident, and potentially capture moments that otherwise you wouldn't have been ready for filming for, like maybe at a car show. So, what we're going to do, we are going to install this dash cam and review it. We're going to see if it's any good. FitcamX have sent us this. It's a universal kit. We'll see how we can apply it to the focus, and then we'll see what it's like. Now, if you like my videos and you've ever seen what I'm like before, you probably know not opening this box until this point has been very difficult for me to do. So let's have a look what we've got in here. The box that came was larger than I thought it would be, which is actually relatively exciting. So we've got, oh, this is a nice layout, dash cam and accessories. We're going to go accessories first to see what's in here. There's a load of stuff that will come with these, and dependent on your car as well, kits are available for them. Oh, that is a nice trim removal tool, which is helpful because my one actually recently broke. Maybe some sort of handle or another trim tool, and okay, USB memory card reader, that's helpful. Let's have a look what's in the big box now then. All right, we've got a manual, that will be helpful. That probably is going to be the camera. Have a look here. So these are going to be connectors. Oh, they've given you piggybacks ready for jumping on circuits. It looks like we're going to have some options. Do believe some of these you can wire in like additional cameras for like the reverse and things like that, or sort of looking behind you at least. And then we're going to have, okay, a holder. I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure how we will use that. So what these are, just so you can see, I probably should actually unbox these. A suction mount ball joint and a holder for that, but we'll see what we need. And then here should be the camera itself because it's the only piece left. There we go. So looks like it's probably wanting to go around the rear view mirror, which actually will make that quite a stealth install. That being said, that might be a little bit long. Does this go on here maybe? We'll see. Right, I'm going to read the instructions, but it is worth talking about very quickly what this has got with it. So it's got, I've been told, 4K recording, you've got built-in Wi-Fi, you've got app support, there's apparently an SD card included. Yes, there is. That's a nice touch. 64 gig, that's pretty helpful. It's got loop recording and it has a G sensor, which is for collision detection. It can detect if it's in a collision, start recording, and you can retain that footage. So, well, let's read the instructions and look at putting it in the car. Now, I've run into a small problem. FitcamX specialise in providing these cams for an OEM look for different car models, and they've got designs specific for different models. What I have is the universal kit, because I do have a model that they don't run one for, which is fine. I thought that was very fair of them to send something for testing. So the camera splits in two. I've got half of it here. Hopefully you can see that. Couldn't think how to video this without doing it through the window. And it sits around the rear view mirror. Now the rear view mirror attachment for this car is not round. This wants it to be a circle. So the only way we're going to get that to fit is with a little bit of modification. But that's okay, because I don't think that's unreasonable when you've got something universal. And if you watch my video where we did the universal Lambo door hinges, I'll try and show you a better picture of what's going on here. You have this channel for the hanger for the mirror to kind of go through, and we're not miles off at all. But this one is just a slightly funny shape and isn't round. So I would bet that this fits 99% of vehicles or so. Don't check that or Don't quote me on that, but I bet it fits absolutely loads of them, and I've just got a particularly awkward one here. So here's the camera split in two. We'll move that out of the way for a minute. What we are going to do, I want to keep the round bit for the round bit, as it were. So all we need to do is just move that down a notch. We probably just need to notch out this bit here and just follow through with the rest of that little back end of the channel. We'll still have the curve, which looks like it will still sit pretty good. So I think actually we can make this work. And yeah, I think if you're making something precise like that to be universal, you're going to miss with some of them. We've seen that before on the channel, but you know, you'll get it right with the majority of them. You'll miss with some of them. So let's take that piece out and see if it's any better. I'm going to attempt to show you what we've done. Ultimately, just notch out that bit, and I've done that on both pieces, so I think this should work because it now goes more than halfway. So let's not break that. Let's go put it back in the car, put this in, and then do the next bit. The modifications have been a success. The camera is now physically in, so all we need to do now is connect the cables. Now the electrical installation for this is super simple. You'll forgive the chaos in here. This is a project car. There's loads of other accessories and bits going on, including another piggyback, so ignore him. You need one accessory power and one constant live that is all part of the same harness that connects to the wire that in this case we fed out the side of the glove box, and I'll show you shortly how we've run it up through the frame of the car so that it's hidden, really easily done. And then we just have one ground where I've used my common ground point for some other accessories there as well. That's literally all it needs. The piggybacks even come in like the sets. They come in different sizes, which I assume is for different size fuse blade boxes and things like that. And the fuses are already in them. And then it's just a simple quick connector, and just make sure you line up the yellow with yellow and red with red. And well, even the connection into the camera, you can only do it one way round. So you need one accessory, so ignition switched power, and one constant live, and then it works, just ready to go.
Seeking the guidance I forgot. It's somewhere lost, lost to the cages, cages of chaos. I forgot. Somewhere it must be written. I just lost my access to the map. Somewhere love had bitten. I chased the apple and realized can't let it go.
So now it's powered on and it's connected. So I did actually want to video the connecting it, and I did it so easily and quickly, and it doesn't seem to want to let me forget it. Forget it from the phone, but it still remembers it. You just got to put the password in again, which is supplied all in the instructions. So if we now go into the app, editing magic. So here's what we're seeing in the app. Camera's down there, it's already connected. It was super easy. Just click, or it is super easy. You just click connect if you want to access what it's seeing. Come out of the internet settings, and then it loads in. It is recording at the moment because the car is on, and that's the settings that we've got for it. I have opened the door so we could use like natural light, because the artificial lights in here are LED repeaters and they were causing a lot of flickering, which I get in the cameras all the time when I'm recording in here. So you can see what it can see. There are various functions in here, but as you can see from the camera file area, it's already been recording. So my phone is now accessing what's on the, I assume what's on the memory card, but here I am, I could go in and kind of go and have a look at various videos of what is ultimately just the door shut. There's the flickering from the lights. I get that all the time when I'm recording. But you can lock them, you can take images. There is a parking mode if you get the additional cable, because then it will detect, if you get a collision when your car's parked, it will, or any cameras attached, will record for the next following minute automatically. It shouldn't drain your power. But there we have it, it's working, it's doing what it's supposed to. When I've got it set, as I've said already, when the car is on, it's recording, so it would be recording while I'm driving, recording potentially while I'm at shows, hopefully, and get some cool stuff. But there isn't a whole lot to it. I think if we press this button here, look, we could take a snapshot if we needed to. That might be quite useful if you need a registration plate from an incident or an accident. And then we can just, I think, manually force it to record, or in this case, pause it because it was already recording. And it can record sound as well. So we've got some settings in here. Let's have a look. Let's get back on recording mode. And then if we hit camera settings, see what we've got to play for. Sound recording turning on. You can change the resolution. You can change the loop recording duration, exposures, timestamp on and off. Probably want to leave that on. And then you'll have like your collision sensing and parking guard if you've got the bits in there. So everything I would expect to be in there. Frankly, this is behaving very much like my security camera for the garage. It works in largely the same way. You can just go in and access it. So yeah, I think installation wise, we're all done. It's all working. Not too bad. So what's my take with this? Fundamentally, for a universal kit, it's largely what you're going to expect. Taking it out of the box, looking at all of the pieces of it, the quality of it was always all very nice. Nice cables, nice bit of hardware, the additional little accessories just to help you with the install, like the trim tool, that's always a very nice touch. I think, as we've mentioned, with a universal kit, you're probably going to hit more times than you miss, but you will occasionally miss with it. So potentially you need to bear in mind you might need to make a little bit of modification to it just to get it to be able to fit. But that's anticipated when you buy universal things. We've got a bit of a history of that on the channel. In terms of function, everything I could have wanted from it. The installation, bar that little bit of modification, was actually far simpler than maybe my brain had overthought about it. One thing that is definitely worth mentioning, that it doesn't really necessarily tie in with a product review, but in all of the correspondence that I've had with FitcamX, it's always been very immediate. There's a great response, even though they say because of time differences they may be slower than certainly they actually are. And everybody I've dealt with there has been extremely pleasant. Even got in touch with them on a technical matter just to see what that process might be like. Big thumbs up for me on that. Not really a place to mention it in the video because it's not related to the product, but when you're buying something from a reputable company, there's certain things that you would expect. So I think they're doing a great job there. I've got no gripes. And if you go and look on their website at any of the model specific ones that they do, they have got kits that look absolutely fantastic. From the point of view, for me, you don't even know there's a camera in there. They're using the original pieces in the car, like rain sensors and things like that. Swapping the bit in that's got a camera in it, you would almost never know. For me, what I was worried about, I am just about old enough, might shock some of you, to remember when you would have a tax disc in the windscreen in the UK for a car, and I always hated the look of those. It's not clean, I don't like stuff taken out, I don't even want stickers in my windscreen for car clubs and stuff. I'd be disappointed if I had to have a permit in there if I lived in one of those boroughs. So I didn't want any real estate of the windscreen being taken up, and actually from the driver's seat with the rear view mirror, I don't even know the camera is there. So you're not even going to notice it. It's going to sit there silently doing its job and looking after you. So for me, I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. Like I say, it was easier to put in than I was anticipating. There was a little bit of modification, otherwise it would probably be a 10. But I think that's just a bit of luck as well, because had the top of that rear view mirror been a slightly different shape, wouldn't have even been a talking point. So, good bit of kit. Now, if you want to get one of these, FitcamX are helping support the channel by providing a link below. You can buy one and get an 8% discount by clicking the link in the description, and that does go towards helping out the channel. So you want to get one of these. If you like this one, you could go ahead and get this one, save a bit of money, and you'd be supporting the companies that are supporting the channel. Link down in the description below. Thanks very much for watching this. If you got this far, hope you did. Just for the record and full transparency, as always on this channel, it wasn't their idea telling me to pose with the boxes like this. This is what I thought YouTubers did. It's amazing that companies are picking up the channel, and bearing in mind FitcamX contacted us to offer their support and lend a hand. So I find that overwhelming. I think it's magnificent for such a small channel. So thank you for any time anyone's ever watched one of our videos to start getting to this point. If you want to watch any more videos, we've got a full playlist on this budget max power Ford Focus. We spent less than £500 on it so far to get it looking as it is. We've got loads of Porsche DIY videos, and by the time this video is out, we would have released a feature length for the longest video I've ever done and one of the most fun. It took a couple of months to make, but we we brought back to life a formerly stranded and fallen out of love with 986, which you can watch over here. You could subscribe somewhere over here, and we'll see you in the next one.